erupting between opposing groups. We've seen quite a bit of that over the last year or so.
But now the mayor is set to introduce a new proposal he thinks will curb some of those clashes and the violence. Our Cole Miller spoke with the mayor, and tonight Cole's live at City Hall with more. Cole?
Well, Jeff, Jennifer, good evening. One of the first questions I asked the mayor was, why now? He simply says that as of late, that violence has ramped up. And when this proposal was first announced, it drew criticism from some groups, fearing it would infringe on First Amendment rights.
The reality is we've seen more and more of these practically sanctioned fistfights, and the public's fed up and I'm fed up.
Portland has long had a history of protest. Anymore, we've become somewhat accustomed to scenes like this and groups like Patriot Prayer, the Proud Boys, and Antifa squaring off in the streets and parks of downtown. Mayor Ted Wheeler next week will introduce an ordinance at City Council, an ordinance he says will give him more tools, as he puts it, to stop the combat and confrontations.
If we know in advance that people have an intention of getting into it or having fistfights or committing acts of violence, it gives us some reasonable tools to help keep people separated, maintain the public peace, and protect public property.
And that's the key, knowing in advance. If the ordinance passes, which Wheeler thinks it will, there has to be some concrete information that things could get out of hand. But what about the possibility of, say, a surprise conflict? We asked about that, but the mayor didn't quite give us a straight answer. When this whole idea was first announced, the ACLU of Oregon was quick to condemn, saying then in a statement, quote, "The proposed ordinance raises many constitutional concerns. We suspect that this rushed proposal will be met with public outcry and demonstrations, and inevitably, this ordinance will get challenged in court. To be clear, we already have laws against street fighting and violence." Wheeler, as you'd imagine, disagrees.
People still have the right to assembly. They still have the right to come here and express their views, even if those views are reprehensible.
And earlier tonight, we stopped by the ACLU's offices here in downtown. They tell me they haven't had a chance to look at some of the new language in that ordinance, therefore couldn't comment. Now, public testimony on all of this is scheduled for this time next week, next Thursday, beginning at 2:15. We will be here for that. We've posted that full ordinance over on our website if you'd like to check it out. Live tonight in downtown Portland, Cole Miller, KOIN 6 News.
And I can imagine that a lot of people will be showing up at that public testimony. I know you'll stay on top of it, Cole. Thank you.
And